The culture is excellent.
The gut ain't running
There's a man down.
I'm calling both games.
Before we begin, I want to thank Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Money management is a big thing for me. Making sure I'm not burning cash into the wind is a tenet of mine. With a mortgage to pay, along with utility bills and investments, my finances have to be in order. Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that aids me in managing everything. Subscriptions, personal budgets, bills. I can cancel unwanted recurring subscriptions with a few clicks. I can set budgets for the day, week, or month and see if I'm over or under my target. I can even check my credit rating with regularity. It's a useful tool to have, especially in the age where hidden subscriptions and payments can be lost to the abyss. To help get a grasp on your finances, join the 3.4 million people currently using Rocket Money. You can go to rocketmoney.com/tree to get started for free or unlock even more features with their premium service. With Rocket Money, you can get a grasp on finances a good bit better than before. Now on to the video. The Ballad of Baker has taken an interesting swerve. After failing miserably at Carolina and his career in jeopardy, Mayfield requested his release from this hell. In his possible final hour, there was only one team that put in a claim for his services: the Rams. About 48 hours after joining the squad, he was picked up from the airport and thrown into a uniform. Good for you, sir. You're getting chucked right into the fire. It's against the Raiders. It's fucking terrible. Las Vegas can't do shit to smash a completely dead franchise, and the Rams are twitching on the side of the road. You can't really blame Baker for sucking. He barely knows the damn playbook. We'll have to sit around and listen to the media pretend that McDaniels has turned the team around. Or has he? Derek Carr's putting up his traditional dud of a performance every fifth game. Devontae Adams had one big catch, and that was about it. The gods love to inflict special cruelty against the Raiders. They must be punished for casting Bisaccia into a pit. Their defense will break down and fall apart repeatedly, unable to stop a completely destroyed Rams unit on a long drive. The much ballyhooed genius of McDaniels, 3 consecutive runs all the way to a punt. It was a very nice punt, though. Baker isn't driving 98 yards on a limited playbook. See, he threw a pick. Game over. Or not. Pass interference because Raiders. But they'll be vindicated by Max Crosby being a beast. I forgot they had Jerry Tillery now. We should leave him in Skid Row. Being a fucking idiot allowed Baker to unlock superpowers. 100,000 dogs unleashed at SoFi. All for the purpose of saving a career on life support.
2nd and 10. Mayfield to the end zone to Jefferson. Is that possible? Touchdown.
It's the same script the NFL used on Monday. Literally the same goddamn one. Baker dragged this fucking corpse of a franchise to a win because the Raiders exist. They literally fell off a cliff, blowing multi-score leads like they're trash on the side of the road. Seriously, Las Vegas? You couldn't beat that? I've seen vegetables with more life than the Rams had. This might be worse than losing to Saturday. There's many to blame, but Jerry Tillery's idiocy is the main culprit. Good news, buddy. You're Lol Cow of the Week. If the Chargers don't want your ass, there's a problem. Now all of you go and fuck off.
You had an opportunity, and you blew it.
Giants, I think your 15 minutes might be up. It was a hell of a ride, I'll admit, but you were punching well above your weight class. With how they lack health and talent and a game plan where Saquon is stuffed and everything else, it was only a matter of time before they fell off. The Eagles were in your same spot a bit ago. They don't want to go back there again. They will destroy whatever is supposed to be resembling a defense for the G-Men. Absolute annihilation by land, air, sea, and probably by underground tunnels. Philadelphia picked off every opponent on the field one by one. And there was no mercy, especially not for a division rival. The NFC East is so elated that A.J. Brown's in their division that they want to hire John Robinson simply so they can immediately fire him. New York, your playoff hopes still exist, but is it really worth it at this point? You're just gonna get piped in the wildcard round by a superior opponent. If you happen to make it there, you may just face off against, well, look at that, Philadelphia! Battle of Ohio is one full of bragging rights. Cleveland and Cincinnati ready to kill each other as Columbus just chucks Buckeyes around the state. I would invest in a missile defense system if I were in that city. You'll need it to avoid being pelted with long balls on 4th and 1 by Jacoby Brissett. As we wonder what the hell the Browns were thinking there, since he takes advantage by not missing when firing their weapons. It wasn't the prettiest game in the world, and there's probably a shit ton of nuclear fallout to manage in the aftermath, but the Bengals do what they need to do. Joe Burrow picked apart what was thrown in front of him, and Nick Chubb went flaccid for most of the game. It's all you can do. Beat your rivals convincingly and keep pace with Baltimore. That team keeps getting lucky. Absolute agony. Watching this game was like seeing a loved one die. It's a depressing experience where you try to remember the good times, but a stale, rotting air prevents you from doing so. How can I tell off the bat? No Kenny Pickett.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny! You bastard!
Pittsburgh must once again kiss the titties. It's a bad experience. Nothing but arm punts and brutal interceptions as far as the eye can see. Pickett hadn't had a turnover in 4 games. Trubisky had 3 in this game alone. Even worse, the most expensive defense in football couldn't stop the Ravens' running game. Over 200 yards on the ground for the likes of Dobbins and Edwards. Did I say it gets worse? Because it does. Lamar Jackson's health was spread all over the field of play. Baltimore was forced to put in Pac-12 cast-off Anthony Brown at QB. They were a glorified Wildcat offense for most of the second half. The Ravens are literally handing Pittsburgh this game on a silver platter. They beg them to eat from the trough of ugly bullshit wins. But the Steelers are on a diet, refusing such foodstuffs to become the inverse of 2021. Winnable games they find ways to piss away. Baltimore was getting really damn close to blowing this, but their pain will temporarily be relieved. This is their first win against the Steelers since 2019. Thank you, Ravens. It was for the best. The tides are shifting in the AFC South. No longer are the Titans sitting comfortably on their high perch above the floodwaters. They fail to understand that Jaguars can climb trees. As they sleep in peace, they are swallowed whole by an opponent that outfoxed them. Tennessee is a Fabergé egg. They're hollow and prone to breaking. While they may have a lead, while Derrick Henry may be destroying worlds yet again, it's only a matter of time until they self-destruct and fall apart for drives on end. Ah yes, here it is. Right on this painful fumble by King Henry himself. Once that ended up happening, Demolition City. The targets, everything. Jacksonville's offense taking the wrecking ball to the damaged Titans defense on pretty much every notable drive. Trevor Lawrence driving blow after blow and is further blossoming as a QB. Tennessee's offense? Endless failure. This was their best chance to secure a home playoff loss in January, and now it's not entirely certain. The Jags are tired of playing second fiddle, and they convincingly showed the world how here. It was pretty easy to do. Minnesota has been dancing through the raindrops all season long. I like what they're doing, but it was only a matter of time until their suspect defense and inconsistent offense would be exposed. Dallas showed us firsthand a few weeks ago. But Detroit? That's surprising. Not really because of Jared Goff suddenly going back to 2018 form. We've known about that for a few months now. The real surprise is the Lions' defense. They were the hottest of messes not even 2 months ago. Was Aubrey Pleasant really that shit of a secondary coach? This unit has done a complete 180 near overnight, making sure that Dalvin Cook can do absolutely nothing in this game, allowing the Lions to dominate a supposed Super Bowl favorite in tandem. The hunted has now become the hunter. Be careful, NFC. Detroit's won 5 of 6 and are only a game and a half out of a playoff spot. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear indeed. Before you know it, Panay Sewell is channeling his inner Jumbo Elliott. Playing down to your competition is a time-honored tradition bestowed by more than a few coaches in the NFL. In the land that is Dallas, it's pretty standard, but this one might take the cake. Having trouble against Houston, the greatest tank ever assembled by human hands? How are you struggling with these clowns? You do realize they're putting out Jeff Driscoll on rotation, right? Their defense somehow keeps bending into a spiral. Dak Prescott is melting into fucking Greek yogurt in front of our very eyes. Know how bad it's been for them boys? The Texans have the lead. I do not exaggerate my alarm. The Texans have the lead. And Dallas can do absolutely nothing to rectify it. Houston isn't exactly playing perfect football either. It's a comedy of fuck-ups that would fit perfectly on the Three Stooges. A throwback to classic slapstick. And now for the climax. Dak hands Houston the ball and some tasty Chobani near the damn goal line. The Texans can bury them with a touchdown. Unfortunately, they remembered something.
Driscoll turns. Driscoll stopped.
Did he go the wrong way?
They are the tank of tanks. Winning doesn't do them much in their quest for the #1 pick. Oh, what's that I'm hearing?
Here I come to save the day.
Wowie zowie, the Cowboys are putting together a predictable comeback drive because we can have nothing fun in this world. Oh my god, you're gonna beat the shittiest team in football! You've so earned the right to get your dicks wet.
Zeke up the middle, into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fuck you, Houston. Fuck you. I hope Bud Adams shits in your breakfast forevermore. A throwback to the 1970s, when grinding physical football was the norm, when every inch gained would cost a pound or more of flesh. The cold chasms of Buffalo, there would be such an affair. A battle of defense. A battle of trench warfare. A battle of attrition. A relentless struggle to do anything with the football. Snow pelting the backs of bloodied soldiers on both sides of the killing field. The Bills managed to strike first with a touchdown, but it's not until deep in the second quarter, and they had to pay dearly for it. The Jets have been playing behind all game long. It would stay that way, but not for lack of trying. That was before Mike White was motherfucked on the field of play. Save your tears, he's gonna man up and return to the field right after this fumble by the so-called elite Flacco. The Bills don't care, for there's winning to be had in this match. And by God, they had to earn this one. Nothing else to say. A tribute to old school football through and through. Mike White toughed it out like a warrior, and earned a much-deserved trip to the hospital after the game as a precautionary measure. The mark of a true soldier. Sometimes the greatest memes are the ones that come out of nowhere. San Fran may have lost their Lance. They may have lost their model moonlighting as a quarterback. But those tragedies have forced us to gaze upon the brass balls of their new man under center. He lets them hang so far down there he has to drag them on the ground. The modern answer to Nick Foles is the man who will lead the Niners to the promised land. Big Cock Brock. A legend in his own right by skillfully guiding San Francisco to a dominating win over a supposed contender in Tampa Bay. Mr. Irrelevant? Maybe for Todd Bowles. This game was over by the third quarter. The Bucs should have to apologize to all of America for forcing us to witness such teabagging. Brock Purdy slapped them around with his balls of steel all game long. It does come at a cost, though. Deebo Samuel. Oh, he'll be fine. It's only a day-to-day injury. And then days end up becoming weeks, and weeks turn into the season. This is San Francisco. I'm not leaving anything to chance. You might be laughing at the Giants, Seattle, but I think the clock's striking midnight on your time as well. It might be for Gino. I hope it's not, but just saying. In a game that looked like a gimme for the Seahawks from the start, they just struggled. The Panthers would go out to the lead early and never let it go. No matter what Seattle did, they couldn't overcome the might of this team. I get Carolina has a very underrated defense, but against Sam Darnold dinking and dunking you to death, at home in front of the 12s, I can't lie, this is brutally disappointing. I never imagined saying this about the damn Seahawks just 3 months ago, but I feel as empty as a man who just got catfished. As awful as the Panthers season has been, they're only a game back of the shittiest division lead in football. Steve Wilkes has them playing surprisingly inspired. Everyone in the NFC South should be 5-8, but then New Orleans had to fucking ruin everything as always. I should give them Locale of the Week again just for this reason alone. Broncos country became a bastardized shell of itself by week 1. The rest of the time has merely been watched by sick fucks to see how far they can fall. It's been a damn long one. Good news for all the masochists out there, Denver is getting completely destroyed by the kings of the division. Their cheap parlor tricks bamboozle the most simple-minded of folk. And in the blink of an eye, it's 27-0 with what should be the end of this game. And me making traditional snide remarks about the Broncos riding the electric chair. However, in the most frustrating experience this side of watching Season 8 of Game of Thrones, Denver finally manages to do things on offense that don't involve shitting themselves. Oh, now the offense shows a pulse. Now Russell Wilson plays as advertised. Now you put up more than 20 points in a fucking game. What the hell was this at any point throughout the season? Even the gods are livid at this sudden surge of competence. You've turned this into a one-score game, have you? Well, too bad. No matter what you do, you cannot win. Denver must pay the blood toll for this travesty. Russell Wilson, KO'd after a hit on the ground. Suffered enough of a lump on his head that you can call it a bathroom in his mansion. With Brett Rippon, there is no chance. A back-breaking interception all but ends the game, despite Denver's hastily put-together comeback. Even in what could be the best they played all year, it still ends in agony. Broncos country, let's die. The Chargers are truly the enigma of enigmas. Put them in a winnable situation against a doormat and they'll crumble. Give them absolutely no chance to win and they will finally manage to play up to their potential. Against Miami, with that offense, at SoFi it was as if they were an outfit that could barely pass muster in high school. LA, of all teams, completely shut them down. Their receivers couldn't get separation. They had no running game to speak of, and Tua somehow forgot how to throw a football. Need I remind you that this is one of the best offenses in the game? On the other side, Justin Herbert is balling. Mike Williams makes death-defying grabs in contested coverage. The Chargers pull through to win an improbable game. It's more shocking they somehow didn't Charger it up. And I know why this is. This is punishment for all the shitty hot takes coming out about Tua versus Herbert. You want a hot take? Both are good QBs. Both have their strengths and are worthy starters in this league. But that doesn't drive clicks. Not San Diego put together a masterful game plan to secure a crucial win in the playoff race. Good work, boys. You may have just saved your season. It's been a while since we had one of these. Let's get it started with a bang. Or shall I say a crack? Kyler Murray, congratulations. Your season's been a nightmare and it's only going to get worse. He was merely the appetizer. The insatiable grass in Arizona claimed many bodies today. However, that wasn't enough for the gods' bloodlust. What they really wanted was the Cardinals franchise as a whole. Witnessing them in this decrepit state, chucking Colt McCoy with a playbook built around Kyler just proved that they are useless. The franchise is literally dead. Devoid of any hope, motivation, hunger, or logic whatsoever. This isn't even slander. The whole team is simply going through the motions to cash a paycheck. New England, shitty offense and all, put up 20 unanswered points against them. It's pretty easy to do when you're up against a team as poorly coached as Arizona is. The Pats look like they were back in their dynasty days. All that to get back to a playoff spot. Pretty impressive when only one side of the ball works. I'd like to close with a joke. 5-year extensions for Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury. The playoff push is reaching its final stages. Only one spot has been clinched by Philadelphia, but 4 weeks remain. In the AFC, it's wide open. Buffalo currently has number 1 seed, but Kansas City is close behind, if only because of a head-to-head loss with the Bills. Baltimore currently has the AFC North lead in the 3rd spot, and Tennessee has a loosening grip of the caboose division in the AFC South. Wildcards are currently held by Cincinnati, Miami, and the Patriots. But the Chargers and Jets are tied with New England at 7-6. A few other teams are 5-8, but they're long shots at this point. In the NFC, things are just as murky. Philadelphia obviously has number 1 seed, but the division is still up for grabs. Minnesota, after an ugly loss this past week, is still 2nd seed. And the NFC North is technically secured as well. The torrid pace of the Niners has them starting to run away with the West in 3rd place right now. But the NFC South is best not discussed. Tampa Bay only has it because the division is straight up awful. Meanwhile, Dallas is sitting pretty with 10 wins and 1st wild card. After that, it's a mosh pit. Washington and the Giants are currently tied at 7-5-1, and Seattle struggling to maintain form with an easy schedule. Detroit's creeping up though, and don't forget the rest of the garbage in the NFC South still has a chance. The picture will become clearer as time goes on. And as we all know, there's only one rule to follow.
Don't get eliminated!
Football is a brutal game. May the bell toll for the fallen.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thus concludes another week of this sermon on the field. Amen.
It's a tough.
Right, with pads on. Exactly. Well, here he is again, the run up the middle. He fights for the first down, but he lost the ball. Gilman kicked it out. It's still free. Tyreek's got to look out. Tyreek Hill might go. Tyreek Hill was right on the spot, and he's gone for a touchdown. Unbelievable.